Hey, how's it going? My name is Pubis8, and in this life that I have led in Honkai Star Rail, I have come across a great deal of trials and tribulations, a great deal of glory and regrets. As time goes on and as I contemplate about the choices that I've made in this video game, I just decided that, I wanted to sit down and talk about my greatest regrets that I've had while playing this game. And to be more specific, I want to talk about the characters that I regret pulling for in this video game, because there's lots of mistakes and mishaps that I came across while playing this video game known as Honkai Star Rail. And starting off with the first character that I majorly regret pulling for, we're gonna just jump right into this. My name is Pubis8. We're gonna start off with Fu Xuan, the character that I regret pulling for most, because when her banner released, I was really low on jades. I unfortunately topped up $50 to pull her, because as it stood at the time when she released, she looked like she was going to be I need to turn this off. Now, what was I saying? At the time when Fu Xuan first released, she was looking like she was going to be the major initiator of the Mono Quantum team comp. The team comp where Silver Wolf can implant weakness with a 100% chance every single time. And, I just thought that she was going to be the enabler of this comp as the sustain, the quantum sustain alongside the Nihility character Fu. That's what I thought. But, after using her for like a year, I think, I just kind of came to the realization that she's just mediocre trash and she does nothing except sustain. And she also does this thing where she uses a skill point once in a while, right? And every time she uses a skill point, it's always at the worst possible scenario. I don't really have an example, but just imagine this. You're playing Sealy, very skill point inefficient character. You're just spamming skills a whole bunch. You're using all these skills. You use Ron Mei E possibly while you're fighting. And then, right, at the worst possible time, you have no skill points because all these characters need skill points. You then move on to Fu Xuan, who is supposed to be the skill point efficient character. You go and you check her character out and you see that the ground is flickering. It's flickering at like what, 20 beats per minute. Probably, that's probably wrong. You realize that you need to skill on Fu Xuan, but the thing is you can't, because she just can't, because you used all your skill points, right? So then you do a basic attack and then your team gets obliterated and you die. That has been my experience using Fu Xuan. It's not a skill issue, by the way. This character's so easy to play, God. You just press E. But sometimes, you can't press E, and sometimes this world is unfair, and sometimes you have regrets. And I regret pulling for this character. The number one character that I regret pulling is Fu Xuan. I hate this character. I honestly use Jeopard more than her. At least Jeopard doesn't have you dying. At least Jeopard is skill point efficient all the way through. And at least Jeopard looks kind of beautiful in the face. And at least with Jeopard, you can stack freaking effect res. And at least with Jeopard, you go in knowing that your characters have no resistance effect res, so that when Kafka uses her abilities, they are most of the time mostly gonna get freaking stunned. Okay, you go in with that expectation, but you go in knowing that Fu Xuan has the chance to cleanse your units, but then she just doesn't cleanse them. She is a disappointment. I hate her completely. Is there any more I want to talk about? Nah, okay, no, there's nothing. Moving on, the next character that I really majorly regret pulling for, it is Jing Liu. Wow, such a hot take, dude. What, Jing Liu fell off? Dude, this guy is like a contrarian. He stands above the rest of the crowd with his takes. Okay, that's not why I don't want to pull for Jing Liu. Jing Liu is still good. I like her. She was the last one I pulled for. I got her on accident, and to be honest, she was really satisfying to use. She helped me clear lots and lots of content, and it was incredible, and I don't regret a single thing about her, except I do regret something majorly. Okay, the thing is, I picked up Yang King and I started using this little tiny boy. This is the wrong build. He swaps builds with aventurine. The build is honestly insane. By the way, look at my aventurine build. Wow, is that the most perfect crit ratio and speed ratio and defense ever? Glad he's completely moving back to Yang. This character, this beautiful character that I have, I started picking him up and started using him. Just the fact that Jing Liu somehow perfectly sits right next to Yang King just really makes me it just makes me think that all of my efforts are in vain, because right next to Yang King there is like an exceptionally better character. It makes me wonder, why the hell am I even still going on with this life? Why am I still pursuing a world where I'm using the elusive samurai Yang King when there's a completely better character right next to him? It also makes me regret, or not regret, it also makes me remember an earlier time when, this game wasn't so bad and when archetypes weren't so cringe like with Super Break. It takes me back, okay? It makes me reminisce on the older days. And that's mostly why I don't want Jing Liu on my account. It's not that she's bad or anything. It's not that I regret pulling for her. I don't regret, because I got her basically for free in a single temple, by the way. The thing I regret is that, she really overshadows my Yang King. I'd rather have it so that she's just completely erased from my account, so that, it feels like I'm sort of backed into a corner where all I can use is Yang King to get out of these ice scenarios. That is mostly why I don't like her. Now, moving on, the third character I regret regret pulling for is Yappa. To be completely honest, I went into this banner thinking that Yappa was just a shitty character like Jade. A shitty pure fiction merchant character with cool animations. That's what I thought Yappa was gonna be. But you know, after thinking about her kit, you know, I realized that she's honestly too good. Having Yappa on my account, this meta character on my account, makes me look like some sort of Pridewind sheep artist who goes onto Pridewind, looks up all the meta characters. I look like a Mr. Poke viewer who watches his videos daily, his daily slap that's low quality. I tune into every single one of his react streams and I just listen to his content and I listen to the words that he says. He tells me to pull for meta characters and I follow. He tells me to invest in this character, to farm this domain, I follow. That's what having Yappa on my account makes me feel like, okay? Because I'm a contrarian. Deep down in my heart, I'm a contrarian and I pull for characters that are not good, okay? Because I am trying to prove that there's no such thing as power creep. There's no such thing, whatever and such and such and so and so. And you know, having Yappa on my account just makes me, it's pulling me over to the other side. The side of a meta player, the side of a Mr. Poke viewer, the side of a Pridewind enjoyer, the side of a demon. And you know, I don't like this demon inside of me coming out whenever I see Yappa on my account. I just hate this. I really regret pulling for Yappa majorly. I wouldn't regret it if like her multipliers were divided by 2 and such. Now we're going to move on to the 4th character. And over here we have the 4th character right here. This is Kafka, okay? You know Kafka, right? And I'm gonna show you a clip, okay? A clip from a stream from a while ago. Hey you. So we have to go here. This is a month ago, March VOD and such, when I tried using March 7th for once in my life. Wait, is this guy doing an impulse pull for his chat? Like, what is he doing? An impulse pull for the sake of entertainment? Is this guy out of his mind? But what about the kids? What about his account? His account will be tossed into turmoil and tribulation if he decides to do this impulse pull. He better not do it, dude. No! Does that sound like a man who wants to have Kafka? Does that sound like a man who wants to have Kafka on his account? Said that wrong too. Does this sound— No! Does this sound like a man who wants Kafka on his account? It doesn't, okay? It sounds like he's in pain. It sounds like he's being strangled to death. It's gonna be a double 5-star. And now here comes the cope. He's like, it's gonna be a double 5-star. I'm gonna win 50-50, get Kafka, then lose it again, so that I have guaranteed. That's what he thinks. Wait, what does he say next? Is he coping once more? No, if I lose 50-50 and I get Clara, then it's a win. He thinks he's losing 50-50 to get his main character. I haven't won a single 50-50. He's also going back to his knowledge, his inner knowledge. He hasn't won a single 50-50 since the dawn of the ages of the dinosaurs. That's what he's saying. He's coping so hard. What happens next, please? Oh god, no. Oh god. He's so mad.
That just means you're kind of trash.
No, that's really trash, but that means I'm gonna lose it now. I really don't want Kafka. I don't want her. I don't want her.
This man is in absolute pain.
Any actual attractions or
We're talking about benzosexuals, by the way. That's funny.
Okay.
No.
He got Kafka. Wow. And you know, with the getting of Kafka, you know, I was at first in turmoil, in distress. I pulled for this character and I absolutely did not want her, you know, and I made a declaration, a sort of testament to my volition, my very volition. I was going to have Kafka, oops, spoiler for the future. I was going to leave Kafka at level 1 because I don't like this character, and I pulled her out of nowhere, out of an impulse pull. But you know, look at where we're at today. I thought I was going to give Kafka a try. I was going to level her up. I was gonna give her some cracked build that is way too good for this character. Like, look at this. S5, good night, sleep well. Oops, sorry. Like, look at this. S5, good night, sleep well. Oops. That shouldn't be a thing, by the way. Look at this. S5, good night, sleep well. He also has 150 speed with a decent amount of attack, right, on the win set. This is like one of the craziest builds of all time, all for this character. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, this character sucks. She sucks. I regret it. I regret pulling for her. We're not getting no supposed theorized dot support. That is nothing but a figment of your imagination and your cope, okay? There's no such thing as a limited dot support, okay? And there's no such thing as a limited dot character that's gonna ever come out, because that's not real. We're gonna be using Kafka with Sampo and Black Swan until we die. And doesn't that make you sad, okay? You as a Kafka puller. Doesn't that make you want to end your own life with a gun? Yeah, that does for me. I don't like living anymore because I have Kafka. And what is this video about? It's 4th character I hate. I pulled her 4th character. And look, the 5th character that I regret pulling for. Can you even take a guess, a gander at my account to guess what I'm gonna choose? It's Black Swan. Is this character. I completely hate and despise everything about this character, okay? Because Okay, there's actually 3 major factors that I have. Factor number 1, I got her on accident again after doing more temples for my Moes, which wasn't in vain. My Moes is high constellation. I was doing temples for Moes. I got Kafka on accident, of course, on the live stream, and then after I got Kafka, I decided to summon on the Black Swan banner because for who knows, he won't get a Black Swan at all. Isn't that true? And then we go over here. Look, we see my account, and then boom, we got Black Swan in a temple again. There's no recording here. I just took the screenshot on my phone. I was riding my bike, and while I was riding the bike with one hand on the wheel, I had one hand on my phone, and I did a temple, and I got her. And as you can see, I was not happy, and I decided to leave them at level 1. But then, of course, the decision was broken. Why would I leave these guys at level 0? They're apparently at T's 1 in the tier list. Isn't that completely crazy? But then, boom, I realized they're down to tier 1.5. They're as good as Blade. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that completely turmoil? That is completely wild how they're as good as Blade now. And now I'm Linghsa's world, okay, where I have Black Swan. And the thing is, she doesn't even look good or anything. Kafka has to stand next to Black Swan, and she's just fat, and I don't like how she looks. Yeah, so moral of the story, your life may be filled with glory and resolution and such, but deep down there are regrets that you have in your life, okay? These regrets that crawl up to the deepest parts of your spine, like the sins in the video game Undertale. Yeah, and it'll kill you, and you should kill yourself. That's about it.